Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another week, another episode of the Stubs podcast. I am part of your host, your co-host, your cohort, your partner in crime. I'm Jason.
And I'm Zach. You're for just friendly neighborhood podcast co-host over here with my boy Jason.
You're Spider-Man. You're friendly neighborhood
It's been a while since I've seen him, so I thought I'd bring him back.
You know, it's funny because this is the first time recording in the same room, probably since,
like July.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So it should be easier, so we can actually see what we're saying.
Yeah.
We really got to figure that out when we go back to school and stuff like that. But since we're back, as we always start the show, Zach, what have you been up to since I last saw you or talked to you?
What have I been up to?
What have you been watching? What have you been watching?
What I've been watching? That is a completely different story. But I've actually been watching quite a bit. Finals are over, so I've been watching Arrow TV show.
Okay.
I've been watching that. That's pretty good. Second season. Getting into the Black Canary stuff and the League of Assassins, so that's pretty good.
How do you feel about how they introduced Black Canary and how her weapon isn't really her voice?
Yeah. I don't know what to think about that. I kind of like how they kind of brought it in, because the thing they're trying to do with Arrow is they're making it a little more grounded, like the Batman movies, which I can understand. Because, it's Arrow, so you can kind of do the same type of thing, but then you have a character like Black Canary, where it's like she actually has a power. And I kind of like how they incorporated it with that sonic device, but it's not the same.
You have that where they're trying to ground Arrow into this realistic Christopher Nolan type of universe.
Yeah.
But then you have, like, Flash in the same universe where people have powers.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like
the whole thing is people have powers.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, well, maybe they're already breaking that by fusing these two. Mm-hmm. I didn't really like how they introduced Black Canary.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, they're on the boat together.
Yeah.
Of course, it's Laurel's sister.
Yeah.
Blah blah
Gotta
blah.
keep it in the family.
Yeah, I don't really care about that. And then how they have them like. Well, how far are you in season 2, by the way? I don't want to
Not that. I'm only we're on episode 7 or 8.
Okay.
So not too far in.
Because as season 2 progresses, and as all season 1 as well, it's like they keep flashing back to on the island.
Yeah.
And, what happens when he's, quote-unquote, on the island.
Yeah.
And I hate all of that. Like, I don't care about any of that stuff.
Yeah.
All the Slade stuff, which gets heavy in season 2, don't care for it. Which is bad because that's like the entire arc is about Slade or Deathstroke, whatever you want to call him. I hated all that.
You hated all of that
Yeah,
stuff?
I was not into it at all.
Yeah, that whole love triangle thing they were setting up with him in Shadow, I was like, that's really, forced. I
didn't understand exactly how... Well, I didn't even get the sense that he even cared, that Oliver even cared at all for Shadow.
Yeah, they just kind of forced that in the big... Because, in season 1, they kind of talked about it when they first introduced Shadow. He was like, oh, I can't because I got Laura. And then season 2, he's like, fuck it, I'll just be with this girl because I'm on the island and she's hot. Yeah. So...
And her dad saved me.
Yeah. I didn't understand that at all. But, they got to try to find some way to drive a story.
Well, you gotta have the drama to it.
Yeah. Gotta have it, man.
What else have you been checking out, if anything else?
Movies? Yeah. I've been watching a lot. I actually watched... I'm going to talk about a few.
For sure.
Some of the ones that were highlights. I saw That Awkward Moment. A movie
Who's in
with
that?
Zac Efron, Miles Teller, and Michael B. Jordan.
I don't think I've seen that.
It was a pretty good movie. Yeah. I liked it a lot.
People give Zac Efron a lot of crap.
I like Zac Efron as an actor.
They say they make fun of him for High School Musical, but he was in that. What's that movie?
Charlie St. Cloud?
No, I haven't seen that. No,
that's a good movie.
It's the one with the guy from Friends.
And
he becomes a kid again? 18 again?
It's like the 14 going on 40 or something like
that?
That's
with Jennifer Gardner, where she's a girl.
Yeah.
This is he gets younger. I think it's called 18 again, or something like that. Or
something
17
like that,
again, or something like that. Where he's an older guy, he becomes young again.
Goes back to high school.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I like that movie too. But it's really good. The only thing that I didn't like about the movie was that, some of the, love choices because it's a romantic comedy.
Yeah. Okay.
Some of the love choices they had for the characters were, I just didn't see it. The one they had set up for Zac Efron, I was like, this is Zac Efron. He could get... He can get a way hotter girl than this. I don't know. I didn't like the choice that they had for him. But, overall, it was a funny movie. Michael B. Jordan and Miles Teller are,
Who is Michael B. Jordan?
Michael B. Jordan, he's the... I haven't seen him in too much recently, except that I know he had one movie
earlier this year that like everybody was talking about. It was like really, really like a dramatic movie.
Okay.
But he's the one who's going to be playing Human Torch in the new Fantastic Four.
Oh, is he the guy? He's not the guy from? He's not the dude who plays the what's the movie called? The Lightning Thief. That's not him, is it?
No.
Okay.
That's a different dude.
Okay.
No. Yeah, that's
I
different
thought it was
dude.
the same dude.
No.
I thought I was confused.
It's
okay.
Fruitvale Station. He was
I've
the one.
never heard of that.
It's like it was. I just remember people talking about it like earlier in the year that it was like
he's playing Human Torch.
Really yeah, he was the. Have you ever seen? You've seen Chronicle, right?
Yeah.
He's the black guy in Chronicle. The other one, the black guy.
There was a black guy in Chronicle?
Yeah, he was the one who died. You don't remember that?
Did he have powers?
Yeah, he was of the three guys who had powers. He was the one. He was the black guy. He was like the like popular like class president dude, and then he got killed because I think he like lost control of his powers.
Did he get shot or something?
I don't think he got shot.
Okay, I don't remember anything about Chronicle.
But
I watched Chronicle when it came out. Thought it was gonna be super cool. I hated it.
Yeah,
I hated everything about Chronicle.
N-
Especially the bad guy. Especially the bad guy.
I didn't like the bad guy.
I hate the actor. Well,
I just didn't like.
At least I hate the actor's work.
I thought the way they tried to set up the story was cool with like the whole found footage thing.
I hated that too. That's the one they probably really hated about it. Was like
was the found footage thing.
That came out during a time where it's like everyone was making.
Everybody was making found footage.
And I was like, don't do this for a superhero type movie. Just have it be a movie. I would probably have liked it a lot more.
Yeah, it could have been great. I mean,
well, they had a good concept there.
Yeah.
But I didn't appreciate how they executed it. I thought that was kind of boring.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, some scenes are really cool, like the last fight.
Yeah. Scene
right there in the city.
Yeah.
That was cool, but other than that, I didn't really care for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, that was a good movie. That awkward moment for those of you. Great movie.
But you mentioned he's playing Human Torch, right?
Yes.
Which I've been reading.
And Miles Teller is also going to be in the movie. He's the one who's playing Reed Richards.
Wait, what? Who's the older guy?
No. Miles Teller is... Because for the new Fantastic Four, they're making it like a young Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So, like, Miles Teller is going to be like a young Reed Richards.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Because I've been listening to and reading some information about the new Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So, they're adopted Storm siblings.
Yes, they're adopted.
Sue's still a white lady, and then this guy's a black dude.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, no big deal.
Yeah.
And then they're having a young Reed.
Yeah.
She's not like a professor or anything.
I think he's like
a college student or
something.
Yeah, I
think they're like college students.
Okay, and then Dr. Doom is a programmer / web blogger.
He's like a hacktivist or something.
He's like an anonymous type.
Yeah, anonymous dude.
But then he goes by the name Von Doom or something.
He goes by like his like handle is Doom, like when he does stuff online.
That's okay.
Yeah, I didn't.
All right.
Yeah. Well,
whatever.
That's argument for a different.
Who's making that? Fox?
Yeah, Fox.
Of course
Fox
they are.
Making it,
Of course they are. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, they still they still got control of that for some reason.
That's coming out soon, isn't it?
I think it's coming out this year.
This year?
Well, I mean by this year I mean 2015.
2015, yeah.
2015.
Gotcha. Okay, whatever.
But yeah, that'll be coming out, and then what else? I saw Into the Woods.
You did see that.
I did see that. It's a fantastic movie.
I really want to see that movie.
Mm-hmm. I personally love musicals, and so I didn't know how musical it was going to be. When I went into it, it was like almost an opera.
Mm-hmm.
Like it had very little dialogue that was not musical, but I still enjoyed it a lot. It kind of reminded me of like
Hairspray. I'm guessing.
No, like old Disney animated movies.
Okay.
But with more singing.
Gotcha.
But it still had that kind of like Disney feel to it, and I know you want to see the movie, so I won't go to spoil it.
I don't care.
But the twist they have on it for the fairy tales and like kind of grounding their decisions in reality, and like basically the whole movie is like what happens after the happily ever after thing, because like the first 30 to 45 minutes of that movie is like kind of them going through the stories of Cinderella and Rapunzel and all that stuff, and like you get like an hour in and you're like, wait, is it over? Like, I looked over at my mom when we were watching it. I was like, that was really, really fast. And then, like, all hell breaks loose, and you end up getting another like 45 to hour of a movie, and it was really interesting to see. I liked it a lot. So yeah.
I really want to see. I really want to see the movie really bad. It looks really fun.
Mm-hmm. It was.
I'm excited to see it whenever I get to see it. I probably won't see it in theaters, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching the trailer for it. I had no clue what it was about.
Mm-hmm.
It was a musical. I know that.
Yeah.
But it has James Corden in it.
Yes.
I love James Corden.
Mm-hmm.
and then it has Chris Pine in it, and I love Chris Pine.
Chris Pine is pretty funny.
I didn't know it had Anna Kendrick in it at all, and I love Anna Kendrick, so I'm like, I'm down. Then Emily Blunt's in it, but I don't think I've seen anything she's been in. I don't think.
I can't remember anything that she's been in. Like nothing like springs to my mind. Is that what she was in?
She's most recent was Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow
with Tom Cruise. Or Live, Die, Repeat, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, I have not seen that movie.
Neither have I. I mean, apparently it's really underrated is what everyone's been saying.
Oh, everybody's saying it's good?
Like for their 2014 recap, they say this movie is like one of the most underrated movies of the year. So that's why they rebranded it, because like it made no money as Edge of Tomorrow. So when they put it on VOD or they put it on home release, they changed it to like Live, Die, Repeat, but with Edge of Tomorrow still being kind of like smaller. That's the only thing I know her from, honestly. Maybe I've seen her before, I just don't remember her. But James Corden sings really, really well.
Yeah, he does.
And so does Anna Kendrick. Obviously, you've seen Pitch Perfect. She could sing really well.
Yeah, she can sing.
I don't know about Chris Pine. Does he sing at all in it?
He has 2 songs. One is like a parody of like the whole Prince Charming thing, because in the movie he has a brother. Yeah. So it's like they have like a duet, like talking about like being Prince Charming. Yeah. And it's really over the top and funny, like the way they kind of make fun of the whole Prince Charming stereotype of these guys like head over heels in love with these girls that they've like barely even talked to. Yeah. But he has that, and then he has another song which is kind of like it happens after the twist, and it kind of shows a little more of the darker part of the film, because it's basically like he becomes unfaithful to Cinderella and tries to get it.
Who's
with
Cinderella?
Anna Kendrick.
Why would you be unfaithful?
I know.
Yeah, why would you be unfaithful to Anna Kendrick?
And he tries to get with the baker's wife, who's Emily's Blunt, and he basically makes out with her and stuff like that.
You said Emily's Blunt.
Is that what I said?
You said Emily's Blunt.
I meant Emily Blunt. I apologize.
Blunt, yeah. But yeah, he that's his other song, is basically him cheating on Anna Kendrick with. I
saw an interview with him and Anna Kendrick speaking about this movie, and he was saying how it's really over top on purpose. They really did a good job of making fun. And how he plays Prince Charming itself, or
he actually plays his character name is Prince Charming.
Okay, well apparently he's telling the interviewer how the character is appealing because they are making fun of that stereotype, but he's really singing the song about himself versus
versus him falling in love with Cinderella. Yeah, it's really more about his feelings rather than the feelings of love.
But he's apparently he's oh yeah, I know I'm this, or I know I'm whatever it may be. I haven't seen it, so I don't know. Yeah. But, I mean, all I know from those movies that it has people in it who I really want to see, and I really enjoy their work. But his haircut is so douchey in it, and he still has it. He
kept it.
He still has that that comb over haircut. Because I see him in pictures in the interviews he's doing for this movie. He still has that haircut. I'm like, cut your hair, dude.
Yeah, that's not.
It was such a douchey haircut.
It shows his character really well.
Well, yeah, for sure, definitely. Yeah.
So,
what else you got for me?
The last one that I saw, the last highlight, Transformers. And I say highlight because I wanted to talk about it. Yeah, Transformers 4. Okay. This movie, I was not excited to see it at all.
This is Age of Extinction?
Yeah, it's the newest one that came out. The one with Mark Wahlberg in it.
Okay, yeah. We got Transformers.
We got a Transformer.
So that's in the movie, right?
He's I think we found a Transformer.
So I remember it was I asked you about this when the trailer first came out, and you were I don't think that was in there. I was like, dude, that was totally in there. He's in the barn. He's like, I think it's a Transformer. It's shut the fuck up, Mark Wahlberg. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but that part's in there. But I mean, I saw it because my brother got it for Christmas.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Why would your parents do that to him?
For some reason, he is absolutely in love with that franchise.
Well, okay, hold on. I can understand why people like it. Yeah. That's why it makes so much money, because it's a big blockbuster action flick. So I get it. I
understand where he's coming from. He's not really a big movie buff I am. Yeah. So he doesn't really care. He just sees the Transformers and he likes the characters and he likes the over the top action. So it's an enjoyable movie for him.
Totally get it. I totally get it.
But
because in reality, we're the minority.
Yeah,
the majority of people like those movies.
Yeah, I mean that's why they have 4 of them.
And they're making a sequel. And Mark Wahlberg's, I'm down for it.
Yeah. So. But yeah, I mean overall, it wasn't. When I really think about it, it wasn't an atrocious movie.
Sure.
I mean, there were parts in it that I enjoyed watching. It was funny. Mark Wahlberg was pretty funny, especially like the whole thing of him being basically on the run with his daughter and his daughter's boyfriend that he did not know about. So like the kind of tension there, and it was pretty funny at moments. And some of the new Transformers were cool. Like they had a samurai one that was pretty sick.
Okay.
It was like a helicopter. He was pretty cool.
Wasn't there a helicopter in the first one?
I don't think so.
I think they were all. I think there's a helicopter in the first Transformers movie.
He was a villain though.
Yeah, a villain. Yeah.
But
yeah.
Wait,
he was a good guy?
Yeah, helicopter was a good guy.
You can't do that.
No.
Is that against the rules of Transformers?
To have a flying good guy?
I have no clue what Transformers.
No, I think they don't have many for some reason Autobots never have as many like flying
their
people.
names are Autobots. They need to be cars, right?
Yeah. But they never have as many flying people. But yeah, it was the Japanese is like he's a Japanese helicopter, and then the other one that was kind of cool was actually they were all pretty cool because John Goodman was
John Goodman's in it.
Yeah,
oh, God.
He's a fat
of course,
tank. Well, I'm the like tank transformer.
He's the voice.
Yeah, he's the voice for the Transformer.
Like he was in it. I was like, dang, John Goodman, what's going on with you, man?
Yeah, he's like a big like basically heavy weapons expert for the group.
Wasn't there already one in the every other movie?
Ironhide killed him.
Right? Oh, they died?
Yeah, he died in the third one. Oh, you haven't seen the third one?
I've only seen I've seen 3 in like part of 1.
Oh yeah, Ironhide died in the third one.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Dang. Oops.
Yeah, that was kind of when I was like, I don't really want to watch this franchise anymore because Ironhide was like the coolest one. And
he's the black stereotypical black guy, right?
Yeah. Well, was he a black guy?
Wasn't he a stereotypical like black voice?
I don't think so. I didn't.
Who was that?
In the first one, it was Jazz. Jazz was like the stereotypical try to be gangster black guy.
Or was Ironhide like the older? Ironhide was like the British, like the.
He was like the British.
Or something.
I pictured him. I picture him as like an older black British guy.
Okay.
He had he had that kind of like United Kingdom accent.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I had no desire. I think I've I've only seen 3 in part of 1, and like 3 I've never been a Transformers fan.
Yeah.
So Transformers 3, which wasn't Megan Fox, it was the
model. The Australian model.
Yeah, and she was very, very attractive in it.
She
and
was.
Shia LaBeouf, I have a weird hate-love thing with him.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was super boring.
Yeah.
The whole scene in the city where like the building's falling apart, I was like, this is kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah. When they're doing the little squirrel suit thing.
Yeah, that was cool, I guess, but I don't really care. It's very similar to how I feel about Godzilla, where it's like too much people, not enough.
Not enough robots
type thing. So I'll probably never watch Age of Extinction, honestly.
Yeah.
It looked kind of cool with dinosaurs, though.
Yeah, they were probably the best part about the movie when they actually brought the Dinobots in, because I've always loved Dinobots. Because I've actually been a Transformers fan for a really long time. I remember watching the TV show when it came on, not the super old one from like the 80s, but they had another one in like the 90s that I remember watching.
There was Beast Wars, which was the CG one. They're on a planet, which I love Beast Wars.
I know. I think I remember watching a little bit of Beast Wars, but that was like when I was like in first grade.
That's the one. I watched 2 Transformers ever. And that's the one I ever watched was Beast Wars, because it had a really cool continuity with the original series.
Yeah. And
then Armada, which was like the anime one. It was like Fox Kids, like 2000, maybe 2001 or something like that.
That might sound.
It was like super anime because it's actually an anime, and they're like combined together to make like a super.
I never saw
Optimus.
that one.
It had like 3 seasons of it.
I
3 long seasons.
The one I remember was a Cartoon Network one, not like the newer Cartoon Network. It was like
Transformers for What's in the Skies.
Yeah,
right? like the actual like drawn like cartoon.
Yeah, they were actually
not or anything.
Yeah, they were actually drawn, and it had that was the one I remember watching. That was the one that got me really into Transformers. That was really awesome. That series, and I remember the Dinobots were in that, and it was awesome. Grimlock and all those guys was.
So I like robots, but I don't like those robots. I think they're super lame.
Like Transformers?
I think they're super lame that they're alive. Don't care for it. I prefer like piloted robots, like Gundams or like
Gundams are awesome.
Mazinger or something like that.
I just like robots in general. Like robots, like anything. Like I don't care if they're alive or not. Like robots can usually get me like every time. So.
I don't like cars. So that whole part of it, I don't care for at all.
That's probably why I liked Beast Wars better.
Well, Beast Wars is great. I love Beast Wars a lot. I mean, there's one after Beast Wars. I think it was an American CGI one, like in a Neo Tokyo City or something like that. That one sucked. That one was really bad.
Yeah.
Because whoever played like the cheetah, There's like a cheetah one.
Mm-hmm.
He sucked. He's stupid. Whatever his name was. I don't know. Transformers, I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah.
For sure. Is that...
But yeah, that's all for me. What have you been up to?
Alright, so you think you've watched a lot of movies. I'm about to school you real quick.
School me real quick.
Well, as I've been saying for the past... I'm not sure if I said last episode or not, but I've been binge watching... I was watching Hell on Wheels before.
Right.
I caught up with that. Caught up with Hell on Wheels. I'm done with that.
Right.
Now I'm watching Dexter.
Okay.
Which you know because we talk about it in person.
Right.
I've been watched from season 1. I'm on almost done with season 5 now. There's
Okay.
8 seasons, so probably like a week and a half I've been watching it.
Yeah.
Almost done with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then a few years ago, I bought a bunch of Blu-rays as I always do.
Right.
I decided to just watch the ones that I haven't seen in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And like I want to watch the ones I buy them, but I really don't. Because I already seen them already.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what I watched. Right? So I wrote down a couple.
Okay.
So I watched. Most of these I've seen already, but a couple of I haven't seen. I'll mention those when I get to them.
Right.
Fistful of Dollars.
Okay.
Seen it a billion times.
Classic.
7. David Fincher, great movie. Haven't seen that in a long time, so I've decided to watch it again. Still great. Still holds up. That came out in 95, by the way.
That came out in 95?
Came out in 95.
That's a great movie, yeah.
Argo, which I've seen before. Argo is really good.
I still have not seen that movie.
It's really good. Ben Affleck does a great job directing it and starring in it. Super good. And what's his face is in it too. Bryan Cranston's in it.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
he plays
that.
his boss or whatever.
Huh.
No Country for Old Men.
Mm-hmm.
I rewatched that again.
Fantastic movie.
I still am lukewarm on it. It's Coen Brothers. I love Coen Brothers a lot. I think it's a really good movie, but then again, like I told you yesterday when we were off the show, that to me the climax in that movie, which they did on purpose, and they thought they were very artful and very creative. I hate and I can't stand.
Yeah.
Having him, Josh Brolin's character, die off camera.
Yeah.
In a very low level gangster really pisses me off, and I hate that. Then I watched a movie called Killer Joe.
I've never heard of that movie.
It came out, I think, 2011 maybe. It's a Southern Gothic crime movie starring Matthew McConaughey, and like one of his first early dramatic. Because this is back before he was. This is like obviously Matthew McConaughey has been doing a lot of rom-coms for a long time.
Yes.
And like somewhere around like I want to say 2009 or 2008. He decided to become like a dramatic actor with like stuff like Mud.
Yeah,
and
that was the movie that came to mind.
This is one of his first like dramatic roles. He plays like a detective who is also a hitman named Killer Joe.
Oh, okay.
There's no killing in it really, but it's all like drama and like it's super Southern Gothic type of movie.
Right.
Where it's in like a crappy Texas sound. It has Emil Hirsch in it.
I don't know who that is.
He's the main character from The Girl Next Door and Into the Wild.
Wait, you're on the... Oh, okay.
The guy with he looks super young. He's like he usually has long hair.
Right.
He's in it. This really attractive British actress is in it who I've never heard before. She's in it, and it's about like this guy. Emil Hirsch's character wants his mom dead, so he pays Killer Joe to kill her because she has a life insurance policy. It's super trailer trash. By the way. It's like super trailer trash. And like, yeah, well, you kill my mom, we get the insurance policy, we'll pay you this money.
Right.
Well, worst comes to worst. Spoiler alert: they kill the mom. But the benefactor for the insurance is not Emil Hirsch's character, it's the lady, it's his mom's boyfriend instead. Blah, blah, blah. Super weird movie. Yeah. Super violent movie.
Right.
Like, the scenes that have violence in it, like, are insanely, not like gory, bloody, but like realistic bloody where it's like, Jesus Christ, this is really intense.
Yeah.
And Matthew McConaughey is so creepy in it.
He's creepy?
He's so creepy. He plays this like really like tough detective, right? Then he's like hella weird. There's a scene in the movie where he's like telling, I guess part of the plot. They can't pay him right away.
Right.
To kill their mom first.
Right.
So they give him their sister to like be payment until they can get cash money.
Oh.
Like so he's like I'm gonna bang this girl or whatever.
Yeah, bang this girl.
And she's down with it because I don't know why she just is.
Yeah. And
it's really creepy. Like and there's a scene later on in the movie where he makes Emil Hirsch's character's stepmom, and then this is super trailer park trash. They're in a trailer, and he punches her in the nose, right? Because she's like talking shit. He's tired of this.
Yeah.
He breaks her nose with one punch. You see the blood splat from the nose and it explodes all over her face.
Oof.
So she's already beat up.
Yeah.
And she's like talking more shit. He's like choking her, and she's like, he's like super Southern gentleman. Like if you say one more thing, I will cut your fucking face off and wear it over my own. I'm like, this is fucking good.
Yeah.
This is so good. And then he gets a piece of KFC. This is actually KFC. They say it in the movie.
Wow.
They get a chicken wing from KFC, like a leg.
Yeah.
And he like goes, suck it. And he like puts it towards his dick.
Oh my God.
And he makes this lady below his chicken wing for like a 10-minute long scene.
Oh my God.
It's so weird. It's so weird.
Just blow a chicken leg.
Yeah, and then it ends so abrupt and so weird. And I'm like, because it was a play before a movie.
Right.
So I kind of get it. But dude, it was like, I'm not going to call it an art house film because it's totally not an art house film.
Right.
But it's really weird.
Yeah.
And I liked it a lot.
It's just a strange movie.
It was not like what was going on wasn't strange, but the aura they made with the movie, like where they're at, how they did it, it was just hella weird and super. Like I can't. I'll probably watch it again at some point. But it's definitely worth watching one time.
Yeah.
And it's very unsatisfying with how like, the plot goes and continues and ends.
Right.
But at the same time, I enjoyed it. I don't know. It was just I can't. I've never seen something like it before.
Right.
It's flat out. So that movie alone makes me think Matthew McConaughey is like an amazing actor.
Right.
Like I didn't care for Mud. I don't care for any of his other rom-coms.
I haven't seen Mud.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Don't care for it that much.
Yeah.
I didn't care for any of his rom-coms in the early 2000s. Didn't care about him.
Matthew McConaughey and rom-coms.
See, I mean, Interstellar's out. Haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it.
Dallas Buyers Club is out. I haven't seen it.
I wanted to see that, but
I mean, apparently it's really good.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of nominations. I think got an award too. True Detective is amazing.
I've never seen that TV
It's
show.
amazing. I love it.
It's good.
It's so good. Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey are fucking amazing. And this movie is another point. I'm like this. This guy's good. I will probably watch anything he makes that's like dramatic. I would totally check out again. I think I have a couple more, but they're on my bookshelf. So pretty much anything from like I watched Gran Torino for the first time.
Gran Torino.
For the first time I was watching it,
I enjoy that movie.
I stopped like 3/4 way in. I was tired of it. I was like, this is just a bunch of racist stuff. I don't get it.
That's entirely true.
There's just a bunch of Asian racism. I don't want to watch this movie. Yeah, I don't know. I got kind of bored with it.
Yeah, I could see that.
So that's what I've been doing.
It is kind of like a slower paced movie.
I'm down with slow paced movies and slow burns. I just didn't.
Yeah.
I turned that movie off and went back to watching Fistful of Dollars. I was like, this is a better.
Yeah.
I got this. This is a better Clint Eastwood movie. So that's what I've been doing.
Okay.
And I'll probably end up finishing Dexter up the next few days.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
So quite a bit of stuff.
Yeah. Been quite busy.
I guess we can go ahead into our next segment for our show.
Yes.
Which is episode news.
Episode news.
Zach, go ahead. Lay it on me. What you got?
Okay. One of the first things I have is Idris Elba is in talks to play the next James Bond after Daniel Craig.
He is.
And I'm super excited for it.
Yeah, totally.
Because I love Idris Elba, especially his old... I haven't seen too much stuff with him, but what I have seen with him, I always love it.
Sure.
I think he's an amazing actor, so...
Well, it's people are getting mad about it because he's a black dude.
Right.
But it's like, you have Craig for 2 more movies. A contract was. I'll say cancel the contract. Which they probably won't because this movie's going to make $1 billion or whatever.
His movies make...
Yeah, Skyfall made so much money and this movie's going to make so much money too. And then so will his next 2. They'll run them out until the contract's over.
Yeah.
Idris Elba playing James Bond. If you ever watch Luther, he's in Luther. Yeah. He can play a hard-boiled character. He's a fit guy. He's a tall dude. He's in The Wire, and The Wire's amazing. He can act, and he can definitely be physical if he has to. Yeah. Not probably as physical as Daniel Craig is. Yeah. But he can definitely play a sweet character, and I definitely think it'll be a good choice for James Bond. Totally down with it. 100%.
I'm totally 100%. I'm waiting with bated breath to see him as James Bond.
That's gonna be another ever how many years it's gonna be. It's gonna be a while, for sure, but it should be good. I mean, if they won't announce it until probably. I think about it. So we have another 2 movies come out, right? And Spectre's not even out yet.
Yeah, after Spectre, we still have another.
So it's gonna be another 5 years probably before they even finish. Yeah, like the next 2 movies.
So he'll be pretty old actually if they do.
He'll be. I mean, Craig was the youngest.
That's true.
And Idris Elba, they're around the same age, I think.
Yeah.
So. But it's fine. James Bond's always been an older dude.
Yeah,
usually.
he's always been an older guy, yeah.
And they played it properly with Craig by making him not be 007
Yeah.
in Casino Royale until, like, you know, was like his first op.
Yeah,
so
that was his very first
It
thing.
made sense. I got a lot of Star Trek news.
Mm-hmm.
I've been covering a lot of news on our website.
Yes.
At theextendededition.com. A lot of Star Trek stuff's been happening in the past few
Star
weeks,
Trek
honestly.
has been a place of a lot of activity recently.
Yeah, it has. And the first thing that we did get was that Justin Lin is directing Star Trek 3. Justin Lin is the director. You may know him for Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, Fast 5, Fast 6.
The new Fast and Furious.
He's not doing the new one.
He's not doing the new one? I thought he was.
No. He did. He did Tokyo Drift, Fast 5, Fast 6.
Oh.
But those movies are good.
Right.
But those are like the really good ones.
Yeah.
So he did that, and then he also did a movie called Better Luck Tomorrow. It was an independent Asian American film he did like early 2000s, I think.
Right.
It has Han in it. It's where people think because Han is it's not necessarily the same character.
Right.
But people are like 90% sure it is because in Better Luck Tomorrow you have this young Han. Sung Kang, the guy who plays Han, right? Same type of dude, same type of characters, really young, getting into crime. And then in Fast and Tokyo Drift, you have an older Han, some older guy named Han, same type of character, everything, same actor, all that stuff. People are like, that's totally the same guy.
Yeah,
that's totally the same guy. And Justin Lin has pretty much, it's pretty much like the fact that that's the same dude. Like it shows him going from like small crime to like being this international thief.
Yeah. So
it's really cool. Justin Lin, he obviously makes really good action movies.
Yeah.
He's used to making movies with high budgets. Star Trek is in that field. It's a franchise movie. Paramount even said that they want Star Trek 3 to be like Guardians of the Galaxy. So they want it to be like, kind of like a comedy, action, blockbuster
action,
thing.
Yeah.
Which they can do. And the first two were similar to that. They already had that kind of feel.
They were like that.
I mean, more so one than two, but
yeah,
definitely have that feel. So Justin Lin is probably the choice that they want for that. The second part of that is that Roberto Orci, who was directing it originally, got kicked out of that role for differences. Was going to produce it still and then write it. The script, that's no longer happening. His script's being canceled.
Is he still producing it?
I don't know that. I'm not sure.
But his script's gone.
His script's gone completely, so they have no script.
Right. So they have to remake the entire script.
Yeah, or they have backup scripts already written before. Probably not though.
Yeah.
But so Roberto Orci's out of that, out of a writing gig, which is sad because he's the kind of guy. He's the guy who wanted it to be a Trek movie. He's the one guy that kept making, like he would make it more like Star Trek, like original series stuff. Whereas Justin Lin is like the complete opposite.
Yeah, he's probably not going to be very original Trek at all.
But they hired him for that purpose. That they wanted him to make.
I mean, they wanted to make money like the first movie did. The first movie made a lot of money, and it was not very Trekky at all when you really think about it.
Well, and they also wanted him to go into even more of a franchise direction with making an action. Making an action film, which I think is a good direction. With Chris Pine being in it and Zachary Quinto also. So it's a good direction to go in, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
So, yeah, that's the Star Trek news.
Okay.
What you got?
Next thing I have, The Interview has been causing a ruckus.
You brought this up. You bring this up. I didn't even care about this at all.
You didn't care about it at all?
I cared zero about this whole thing.
Wow. No, yeah, when I originally saw the trailer, I was like, it's a James Franco, Seth Rogen movie.
Yeah.
It'll be kind of funny. And I'll probably watch it because I enjoy Seth Rogen.
There'll be a couple good parts. Yeah. And that I'll be like,
there'll be a couple parts that make me laugh, and the rest of it will be like,
forgettable.
But then they suddenly ended up pulling it completely, saying we're not going to release it at all, and they're like, we'll give it a limited theatrical release, and they're like, we'll just put it online and people can watch it there, and we'll put ads, I guess, to make a little bit of money, and they're like, now they've talked about, because so many people have watched it online, they're actually going to do like a full-blown theatrical release for the movie.
Well, it's funny you mentioned, because even though I cared zero about this story completely, I don't care about this movie.
Right.
I care about why they're pulling it, because it's a whole thing I don't like about censorship. But even that, like, whatever, I'm not going to watch. If it was like a Godfather movie, I'd be like, I'll be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what are you
But
doing?
if it's like James Franco, Seth Rogen, I don't care about this. But it's funny you mentioned because one of the theaters that they're gonna play it at is actually here in Charleston.
Right.
The Terrace Theater. I'm fucking plugging this place.
Yeah.
They're still gonna run it. They were gonna run it even like when it was really bad. Like, oh, we're gonna attack you. We're still playing it. We don't care.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. So if people wanted to see it here in Charleston, they could have.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go, but
yeah.
but we could have.
I'm probably not gonna see it in theater, but I just thought that was an interesting piece of information.
Oh yeah.
They're still willing to re-release it even after everything that's happened. So I mean, good on Sony for that. For not. You know,
well,
we're backing down and then being like, well, you know what, maybe we should.
That was kind of to lose a backbone.
Yeah.
The interview part of that I don't care about at all.
Right.
With the hacking, it's more so about everything that was said before that with the emails about a higher up Sony executives talking a lot of trash.
Yeah.
About other actors and whatever, and causing that. That's what I really cared about because that stuff. Was really interesting to me, and also that, like I told you, we went to lunch or went to dinner a week ago probably when they first announced that North Korea was associated with the hacking, and then the whole Sony thing with the interview.
Right.
And I was telling you, like, you know what? I don't care about the interview. If they want to hack whatever, I don't care about this. What I care about is that they stop production of Spectre.
Yeah.
Which I was worried about because they just started producing it.
Yeah, they just started filming it like that week, and they'd already had to stop production.
But they didn't. They actually didn't stop it. Though.
They didn't stop
According
production.
to Sony, they said that we didn't stop.
Okay, that's good.
Now is that true or not? I don't know. I have no clue. We don't know.
I mean, I'll trust Sony not to lie, but
yeah, but I mean, between that and Sony's budget issues, because the hacking made them lose a lot of money, so they can't record things. So it's just been a bad end to a year for Sony for sure.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll see that being released on Blu-ray, just for pure what's it called, like having balls.
Yeah.
Like there's no point if you're gonna release it on VOD or release it on YouTube or whatever you're gonna do. At least just put it out on disc.
Just at least get a physical copy.
Put it on disc and put money attached to it. Like make some money off of it.
Yeah.
Next thing I got for news is that some new photos for the Spielberg Tom Hanks movie. The Cold War thriller was released probably a week and a half ago.
Right.
Untitled movie. Just all we know that it's directed by Steven Spielberg, starring Tom Hanks, script by the Coen Brothers. That's all I know about it so far. And the picture looked cool. And there's a picture of Steven Spielberg with Tom Hanks.
Right.
Cold War stuff, and it's written by amazing writers.
Yep. I'm
down. That's all I need to know. Like even if it wasn't like written by the Coen Brothers, the fact that it's Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks again, I'm down with it. The people are worrying that the Coen Brothers, when they write movies but don't direct them, those movies end up being kind of like mediocre.
Right.
I had no worry about that because it's Spielberg.
Yeah, I mean, Spielberg's gonna direct. He's an amazing director. So I really don't think it matters whether the Coen Brothers are directing it or not. So.
Exactly. I think he'll take the script if it's bad. He'll say, "Hey, this is bad."
Yeah.
He'll fix it, but I think he can make it fine.
Yeah.
I have no problem. I have no worries about it at all.
Yeah. No, I don't either. That sounds like it'll be a really cool thing, especially with it being like a Cold War type of movie, which has kind of been something that a lot of people have been interested in lately.
Sure.
I've seen that a lot in recent pop culture. So.
Well, I mean, Spielberg said that he's always wanted to make a spy movie, and this is going to be that. This is a quote from him.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to make a spy movie, and this is going to be that and more.
That's awesome.
That's going to be great. Plus, Tom Hanks is an amazing actor, obviously legendary.
Oh, yeah.
Should be really good.
Tom Hanks.
So.
My boy. But, okay.
What you got?
Amy Adams is set to try to star in a Janis Joplin biopic.
No. Amy Adams is the girl from Man of Steel, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm down.
Yeah, and American Hustle.
I haven't seen American Hustle.
You haven't seen that? Oh, that's a good movie.
I'm down with her though. She's very, very good.
She's mighty attractive.
Well, she's a good actress. I think.
Yeah, and she's an amazing actress too.
Yeah,
especially in American Hustle, she was really good in that.
But I don't care about Janis Joplin, so. But I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about Janis Joplin, but Amy Adams is awesome.
She's really popular. She was really popular amongst a lot of indie fans. Like I don't know. Yeah. I don't care about her music at all.
Yeah.
I got something better than that. Though.
Okay, lay it on me.
Legend of Korra finale.
That did end.
It ended this past week and a half ago, or whatever it may be. It's 100%. People ended with a very ambiguous ending, with the characters going off into the sunlight, holding hands. People are like, "Oh no, are these two women a thing?
Are they
Are
lesbians?
Korra and Asami? If you haven't watched Legend of Korra, I've watched Legend of Korra.
Yeah.
Are they dating? Are they a couple? People are like, no, they're just friends. They're just homies hanging out, going to the spirit world. It's officially announced on Tumblr by the guys who created it. No, they're dating.
Yeah.
They're a thing. So, 100% canon that Legend of Korra ended with a
lesbian couple?
A lesbian couple or a bisexual couple, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Two women together. That's how it ended.
Yeah.
Which is big. It's a big deal for a Nickelodeon show to have that.
Yeah.
And for them to even run it. Granted, it wasn't on TV. It was on the website.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit less people, and it was obviously targeted towards a market older than children. But at the same time, it's still a big stepping stone for pop culture to have that. I'm not sure why it's taking so long.
Oh, yeah, huge.
But I've seen a lot of backlash on that, which I kind of agree with, because I feel like it was kind of forced, because you have stuff like, if you're a video game fan, you have stuff like Last of Us.
Right.
Where the character in that, the character Ellie, is totally into girls.
Yeah.
Right? And they have that, there's a scene in the DLC for where they kiss. I feel like people are trying to force us into their stuff now.
Right.
Obviously, speculation. I just don't necessarily want that to be a thing where they do it just to do it.
Yeah.
If it feels right, then sure. But
if it's part of the story and it makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this was kind of...
Yeah.
I feel like this was kind of like an idea they thought about in season 2, and like, oh yeah, let's run with this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm fine with that, how being the ending. I'm okay with it. I thought it could have been done better. For sure.
I mean, I can't chime in too much because I think we've talked about this before. I have not been able to catch up on Avatar. I haven't watched Avatar since like the very first Avatar with Aang, since like the Earth book. Yeah. So I'm really far behind. But I know that Legend of Korra has been a really popular series. A lot of people like her character. So yeah, now that it's over, I'll probably try to binge watch it. Hopefully, I'm very bad at binge watching, but I'll probably try to watch it. And yeah, it sounds excellent.
It's a really good show. Season 2 is bad, but
yeah,
season 1, 3, and 4 are pretty good. I'll check it out for sure.
Yeah.
You got any more left? Any more news?
Yeah.
I got a couple things left.
Yeah, I've got one or two things.
Okay.
Okay, so Robert Rodriguez is set to direct a new movie.
Yeah, he is.
Called Fire and Ice.
He is.
And it looks like I think they just have like a picture or some concept, or I'm not sure what that picture is that they keep associating with it. But if it's
a book, isn't it?
I'm pretty,
or is that what it is? A comic book? I can't tell.
No, I thought it was like, I remember somebody saying, I feel like it might have been a comic book.
Yeah.
Because they were talking about like the picture like having to do something with the movie. I can't remember exactly what it was based off of. But if it looks like it's going to be like a barbarian type, like Conan-ish movie, and I really enjoy this type of movies.
They're
so
great.
I'm super excited for it.
Well, I mean, I love Rodriguez a lot.
Yeah.
I've seen every single one of his movies.
I haven't seen all his movies.
I've seen all his movies. I think they're all great fun. Mm-hmm. Like, people take him they think he's being like a Quentin Tarantino because they're friends.
Right.
They're two different type of directors.
Yeah. Two
very different type of directors, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Rodriguez has amazing action flick. Desperado.
Yeah.
The Mexican.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. Such good movies. And Spy Kids.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
And then obviously he did that shit. He did the movie with George Clooney in it, which is From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh yeah.
A vampire
Excellent
movie. Great movie. They did a show for that, you know.
I didn't know they did a show.
I think he wrote the first episode. I can't remember exactly what he did with the show. The show's good too. Like, I think he's great. I think everything he puts out is. I have a good time watching it. I'm never like. I don't go into his work thinking he's gonna make an Oscar award-winning, deep movie like Her.
Yeah.
Or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But I know it's gonna be a good movie.
Yeah.
And fun.
Yeah.
So I'll watch anything.
It's always a good time when I watch a Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah, I will check out anything he puts out for sure.
Yeah.
I got some stuff.
Okay.
Ant-Man.
Yes.
Has a trailer.
Is that up?
Not yet, but the trailer classification is out,
mm-hmm.
which tells you kind of when it kind of gives you a date of when it should be coming out.
Right.
So the classification came out on the 23rd.
Okay.
So usually it comes out a week week and a half after that.
Okay.
Holidays come out, so it's probably gonna be a little bit after that.
Right.
It's probably the first of the year
Yeah.
or whatever it may be. But we did get a time for it.
Right.
Like actual running time.
Yeah.
1 minute and 48 seconds is the trailer length, which is cool. So that's
a pretty
full
solid trailer. Yeah.
They're skipping a teaser and going right to a trailer.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be a teaser trailer, then a full-length 3-minute trailer later on.
Mm-hmm.
And that movie comes out July 17th, which I did not know it was that soon.
Yeah, I knew it was supposed to come out 2015. I just couldn't remember exactly when. I know it was supposed to be the summer, but I thought it was going to be in like August or something like that.
I didn't know it was
July.
that. I thought it was 2016 was coming out.
Oh, no. Yeah, I knew it was 2015. I just didn't. I knew it was going to be the summer, but I thought it was going to be like late summer, like August, not in July or.
And this is the last movie of
Phase
2.
Phase 2, yeah.
Which has Avengers and Captain America 2 and Thor 2.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they were like, hey, we're gonna run Ant-Man as the
Yeah.
last hurrah for Phase 2.
2.
And we're running right into Phase 3, which has stuff like Ultron and Cap 3, right?
It doesn't have Ultron. It's not Phase 3.
Is what's Phase 4?
What? Ultron?
Yeah, Age of Ultron.
That's at Phase 2.
No, this Ant-Man apparently is the last movie for Phase 2, apparently.
No, but Avengers is coming out like
when? The week
in
after or something?
No, it's like in May, and then Ant-Man's coming out after Avengers too.
Yes, I'm saying. So this is the last movie of Phase 2.
Right.
Ant-Man.
Yeah.
So what's Phase 3?
Phase 3 is Thor 3,
Cap 3,
Cap
Thor
3, the Civil War, Avengers, the Infinity Wars.
Part
I think
1.
It's part 2. I think
They're both the same year.
Yeah, they got Black Panther. No, not the same year. I think they're like 2. I actually think they're like 2 years apart. You got Black Panther, Captain Marvel. What else do you have?
Oh God.
You've got Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Oh no! Don't make that.
The Thor Ragnarok movie. There's actually quite a bit.
Where's the Hawkeye movie at?
There's no Hawkeye movie.
Why isn't Hawkeye in a movie?
Because the same reason Black Widow doesn't have her own movie.
Well, they both need their own movies.
I agree.
Because Thor 2 sucked.
I have not seen all of Thor 2. I watched the first 30 minutes and I was like,
Here's what you gotta do. Here's my plan for Marvel Phase 3.
Lay it on me, Jason Michael's plan.
This is how it's gonna work out, and this is what to make them more money, right? You end Phase 2, you push Ant-Man up, have it come out before Avengers.
Okay.
Pick up some shots, have him be in Avengers.
Okay.
For a little bit, not just like some hey, last credit scene. He walks in, Hank Pym or whoever's playing him.
Right.
Paul Rudd's like, hey, I'm Ant-Man. Don't want that. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Right? Phase 3 starts. Begins with the Hawkeye movie.
Okay.
Right? West Coast Avengers. Then,
West Coast?
right after that, a month later, month later,
okay.
Black Widow movie comes out.
Okay.
Right? A little bit of time, probably a couple months later, go by, Inhumans comes out.
Oh, that's the other movie that I forgot
Inhumans.
about.
That comes out because no one knows fucking jack shit about the Inhumans.
No one knows anything about the Inhumans.
So, I think, honestly, Inhumans is probably more obscure to most people
than Guardians
of the Galaxy is.
Nobody, if you ask somebody now you could be like, what's Guardians of the Galaxy, people know, but before that movie came out, if you ask somebody what Guardians of the Galaxy was and what Inhumans was, most people would probably know more about Guardians of the Galaxy and be like, oh, it's the one with the raccoon or
even
something
then,
like that.
just the pure name of it.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's pretty straightforward.
I'll watch that one.
Yeah.
I want to watch the Inhumans? No. Why would I want to watch that?
Doesn't sound like that relates to me at all.
But it's like you see, the Inhumans literally has 0 characters that anyone cares about who's a common, not a comic book nerd.
Yeah.
You know? No one's going to care about any of these people.
No.
And the marketing value in this movie is going to be targeted towards hardcore fans or people who are really into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because who is the Groot in this movie? Who is the Rocket Raccoon in this movie? There's none of them.
There's none.
So you really have to target those people, right? Have that come out.
Mm-hmm.
Skip Cap 3. Don't care about it.
I want Civil War, though.
Here's why Cap 3 is not going to work.
Okay.
Here's why Civil War isn't going to work. Because they don't have Spider-Man.
Yes.
He is key to Civil War.
Yes.
How are they going to initiate the war between Iron Man and Captain America when there are no other human beings who have powers?
I think they're doing something about that in the Avengers, the Ultron movie.
Is someone going to get a bunch of people are going to get superheroes and powers?
I mean, they have Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, there's a way for people to get powers, though.
2 people. They didn't even mention what they are, though. They're not mutants. Yeah. So the whole point is that this is a war between superheroes and and registering them and all this kind of like X-Men. It's like,
Yeah.
And then we'll skip Cap 3.
Yeah.
Here's the last part
Okay.
of my plan.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
Hawkeye 2 comes out.
Hawkeye and Hawkeye 2 are in the same phase?
Basically, because I want Jeremy Renner to make up for the piece of shit that was the Bourne Legacy. That's why.
Because that wasn't... Here, I'll give you that. That was a god-awful movie.
It's $8 on Blu-ray at Best Buy. I wanted to buy it. I put it back. I was like, no, I'm not buying this.
Not worth it.
Yeah, I'll wait till... Actually, Justin Lin, who's directing...
Is he going to be directing a Bourne movie?
He was directing the second Jeremy Renner movie, the Bourne one, until Matt Damon's like, I'll come back for one movie. and they're like, alright, Justin Lin, we'll put you on pause. We're going to work on this fucking Jeremy Renner /
Matt
Damon movie first.
Right.
So after that...
So he's only come back for one movie?
I'm not sure yet. If it does well, I expect
him
him to come back for like the next 3.
Yeah.
I would hope so. They have the books for it.
Yeah.
You know, they have enough books for it. So, that's the Ant-Man. I'm actually excited for it because I saw a picture with Paul Rudd in it. Mm-hmm. He looked kind of cool.
Yeah.
Not in the suit, but he's like with like a hoodie on. I'm down with it.
Yeah. I've always liked Ant-Man.
But
cool.
Need me to get that Hawkeye movie though, for sure. What you got? Anything else you got?
What is? I think
I have 2 more things, and only a couple of them important. I might skip one.
I don't really have anything else. That's it for me.
Okay.
So lay on me the rest of your news.
I'll skip. Well, I don't know. I'll go ahead and mention both of them because I'll go through them pretty fast.
Okay.
Walking Dead spinoff.
Yes.
The one it's based in LA.
Mm-hmm.
And which is, by the way, every news site on the internet is making so much fun of this spinoff.
Right.
And they keep calling it like The Walking Dead set in LA. It's like,
bruh.
oh my god! Like, but they cast the lead actress for it. It's Kim Dickens, who's the lead actress in Gone Girl and Deadwood. And Gone Girl is amazing. Deadwood was pretty good except for the cussing in it.
Yeah.
So that's happening. Like I mentioned all the time, I still haven't even watched season 2, 3, or 4 of Walking Dead, so I'm not gonna watch this.
Yeah.
Next thing is that Chris Pine, who we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Chris Pine said in an interview with website Movie Phone.
Okay.
Don't go to the website, but whatever.
Yeah.
That the Jack Ryan sequel is not gonna happen because they made no money. Which I bought Jack Ryan on Black Friday. I liked it a lot.
You did?
Yeah. I mean,
I still haven't seen it. It looked like a kind of a Bourne-ish movie.
It's similar, not as action-packed.
Right.
But my family, my dad and I are really big Tom Clancy fans, especially him. Mm-hmm. And like he's read every single book. Mm-hmm. And I've read a couple of the books, so I really like that character a lot.
Yeah.
I think Chris Pine did a good job. Just made no money.
Yeah.
So no sequel.
That's unfortunate.
Which is sucky because it could have been a really good franchise.
Yeah.
To start up, yearly sequel every 2 years, whatever.
Yeah.
But to finish off this long news segment.
Long one.
Breaking Bad prequel, sequel, Better Call Saul has a trailer out. I watched it.
Another trailer?
Well, just like the trailer came out.
Oh.
Looks really good. Looks really cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'm probably like one of the only people in the world who has not really seen Breaking Bad.
No, I've only watched the first 5 episodes of it.
You haven't? Yeah. I've watched almost none of this show. So when I first because the original commercial that I saw for Better Call Saul came up when I was watching The Walking Dead, and I saw it and I was like, what the hell is this? Like it was a commercial with like I guess Saul sitting in like a parking garage booth somewhere, and some guy came up to him and was talking to him, and all of a sudden he like blows the guy away, and I was like, what? Like, what the hell is this?
I asked my dad, who's watched Breaking Bad, like, all of it. I asked him, why is this character having a show?
Yeah.
Where's Walter at? And my dad's like, well, he's just a cool character. Mm-hmm. He's like a lawyer who's like an ambulance chaser. So he's interesting. I'm like, okay. And the promotional poster for it, it has him like in a desert at a phone booth, and it's like pulled out and it says Better Call Saul. I'm like, I'm watching it. Like, I don't care about Breaking Bad. I'll watch Breaking Bad eventually. Yeah. I will watch this show because it just looks interesting. Right. And of course, it could be bad, it could be good. I don't know. It's spin-off, so we'll find out. Yeah. But it looks kind of cool. So.
Yeah. I mean, it looked interesting, so I'm down to watch it. So.
But I probably won't watch it until it's on Netflix.
I'm probably not going to be watching it like every week it comes out.
Yeah, I probably won't either. Unless there's a new show we do that has a TV. Then maybe I'll watch it every week.
Maybe I'll watch the episodes.
Maybe I'll watch it every week. So that was our news for this week. A lot of news.
A lot of news.
Do I usually do box office or releases for next?
Usually do box office first.
Box office,
and then
okay.
news releases.
Box office, we got The Hobbit at $54.7 million. This is the weekend box office, too.
Right.
Night at the Museum, Secret of the Tomb, $17.1 million. Annie, which, excuse me, looks like a fucking piece of shit.
Night at the Museum did not look that great either, I'll just say. But
okay,
yeah,
well, Night at the Museum, it looks 10 times better to me than
Annie.
And people are like, oh, Jason, it's because Annie has a black guy and a black girl? No.
That's not why.
It just looks bad.
Yeah, it just didn't look good. It
Yeah,
didn't
it
look like
looks like
Annie.
crap.
Like, I remember the Annie from back in, like, when was that movie made?
A long time ago.
It's a long time ago, but I remember that one, and it had like a charming aspect to it. This does not look like it has a charming aspect. Like, it looks like they just wanted to make a movie with a black girl and Jamie Foxx, and we're like, let's make this Annie, and let's make it black.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't look like it has any charm.
This thing was boring.
Yeah.
It looks bad, so we'll see. I'm not going to watch it ever, so I won't know.
Right.
I mean, it's making $17.1 million.
I mean, I'm probably never going to watch it, but...
And then last place for the weekend is Exodus at $8.1 million.
Okay.
Obviously, it's been out for longer than the other three.
Yeah.
So, still want to see the movie really bad, though.
Yeah.
Still want to see it. But that transitions to our next part of the show where we talk about releases this week. And actually, I kind of pushed it even to a little bit farther than just a week because I want to see more stuff.
Right.
We got Selma, the 25th. The Gambler, the 25th of December. American Sniper, 25th December, limited release.
Right.
A Most Violent Year, the 31st of December. Woman in Black 2, January 2nd. Inherent Vice, January 9th, widespread release. Predestination, January 9th. This movie, Predestination, Ethan Hawke is in it, I believe.
Oh, it's a Hawk movie?
It looks like Looper, but better. I'm so.
I have not heard anything about this movie.
It looks really cool. Taken 3, January 9th. In the World Made Straight, January 9th. Those are the releases in the next week and a half, 2 weeks, 3 weeks that look really cool. Of course, other things are out there. Check your websites like Rotten Tomatoes, whatever. Yeah. Whatever you want, check it out. But I definitely would say that Predestination, Inherent Vice are the ones I really want to see. Yeah. Inherent Vice, because it just has Joaquin Phoenix in it. And it's like a noir comedy. Right. I'm excited for it.
Oh, it's noir, yeah.
Yeah, it's a noir stoner comedy.
Yeah. I'm down for noir.
Directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, who, if you know who he is, he does a lot of PTA. Okay. You know, he did Boogie Nights. Yeah. He did Boogie Nights. There Will Be Blood. Stuff like that. So, really good director. I'm really excited to see it. Whenever that may be. Right. So. Yeah. Awesome. That leads us, Zach,
to our final
after
segment.
all this talking that we did. My throat's a little dry.
Yeah.
All this talking we did leads us into our final little discussion of the show. A lot of movie talk this week.
A lot of movie talk. Some TV talk, but a lot of movie talk.
Yeah, a lot of TV talk too, which is good. Yeah. I'll try and add some more TV talk in there.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe this next season we can do some TV segments.
I'm down for that.
Like if we pick a show together, hey, you want to watch this show? We'll watch it.
Yeah.
We should do Constantine. I don't know why we didn't do Constantine.
Yeah, I still have not watched Constantine.
Well, we're both comic book fans that we don't watch Constantine.
And we haven't watched You haven't watched it either?
I haven't watched zero episodes of
Constantine. I haven't watched it at all.
I've watched 0 episodes of Constantine, 0 episodes of Flash.
I've watched the first 4 episodes, and then I got busy with school, and I stopped watching it, so I need to catch up on it for this next half of the season.
I've watched 0.
Yeah.
I've watched 0 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I've not even tried to touch
that show. I heard it was bad.
I heard it got better once the new Captain America came out, Captain America 2. Yeah. Because that whole twist that they did apparently made the show better for some reason.
Well, apparently it's spinning off from the Agent Carter.
Yeah.
With whatever her name is, Peggy or whatever her name is. Which
apparently
she's
back
cool.
To the TV
she's
show.
Totally cool.
Yeah.
So I'll watch that show.
Yeah.
But Constantine, I love Constantine.
Constantine's
I
awesome.
have so many trades and issues of Constantine, but I will not watch the show.
Hellblazer.
And it looks great. I mean, it looks great. Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But, besides that...
Back to our final
our final topic, our final discussion of the show. A movie that we all watched. You, and me, not you and I. You, me, and a couple of our friends, our homies.
Yep.
Watched this movie last Friday.
Yes. Yes.
Zach, what did we watch?
We watched the final installment of the Hobbit prequel series by Peter Jackson, Hobbit: Battle of the Five Armies.
Battle of the Five Armies. Now, Zach, what you think about it?
My first thought going in was, it's a Peter Jackson movie. It's Peter Jackson doing The Lord of the Rings, so it's Peter Jackson at some of his best.
Sure.
This movie was not one of his best, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I did not... I mean, it was an enjoyable Lord of the Rings movie. It wasn't awful, but, I mean, compared to the second one, Smog, it wasn't a fantastic movie. I think he tried... How do I want to put this? I think he tried too hard in certain aspects of the movie to try to make it, like, more family friendly, I think.
Sure.
Because, I mean, The Hobbit is like a kid's story. So,
Totally.
I mean, it kind of makes sense that he tried to make it more family friendly, but he tried to make it more family friendly after he's already made, like, this really, like, intense, like, adult driven series in The Lord of the Rings, and he kind of brought that to The Hobbit.
Yeah.
But then he still tried to make it family friendly, and the way he tried to mesh it just didn't work for me. And the ending for it was all right.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a fantastic movie, but it wasn't awful. I'll say that. It was okay. I enjoyed it.
I go into movies very, like, I'll watch bad movies.
Right.
Even I know they're bad.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I watched 47 Running. I know it's going to be bad or not going to be amazing, but I still liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I went into this movie expecting greatness.
Yeah.
Because, it's the final piece of a trilogy from Peter Jackson.
Yeah.
It's also a final piece of a trilogy in general. A trilogy should end very well, I think. Yeah. They'll give you that last piece. Because usually you forget the middle and remember the end and the beginning. Usually. I mean, in some cases you don't, like Empire or whatever, maybe.
Empire.
But you have Lord of the Rings, right? The original trilogy.
Right.
And Return of the King is so good.
Return of the King is excellent.
It ends so powerful because Two Towers was so shit.
You didn't like Two Towers?
Hate Two Towers.
I like Two Towers.
Return of the King was that action-packed movie.
Yeah, it was.
That wrapped everything up very, very well. And it makes you want to see what happens to them after the movie ends.
Yeah.
You want to see what happens to Aragorn as he's king and he's married to Arwen. You want to see this kind of stuff. Right? Battle of the Five Armies was such an insanely dull movie for having so much action in it.
Yeah.
It was action-packed to, like, from the get-go.
Yeah, from the get-go, it was Smaug attacking a village, and it was...
Which ended way too fast.
Yeah.
That show
That was done in, like, 15 minutes.
That was done in, like, 15 minutes. Yeah. That should have been, like, at least a 45-minute ordeal.
Yeah.
Not like a, I mean,
you're battling a giant dragon.
And they make it seem like a big, he's destroyed the city. He's so dangerous. Don't bring him back.
Yeah.
Some dude got lucky for 15 minutes.
Yeah, with a giant
steel arrow.
Yeah.
And killed him. And then he falls down to the ground. You never see him
killed him with
again.
one arrow, by the way. One arrow. A giant dragon killed with one arrow.
You never see him ever again.
Yeah.
Like, what happens with
They don't even, like, bring up his dead body or anything.
Yeah,
like, he's a dragon. Like, I'm sure there's, like, like, people always talk about harvesting crap from dragons.
You have to move him. You have to get out.
Yeah.
Whatever. But it's like you have all this stuff happen that, like, they pace that very badly.
Yeah.
So they can get right into the battle of the quote-unquote Five
Armies.
Which, what the fuck were the Five Armies?
I did not count 5 armies. I'll say that right now.
I counted, like, 3 armies.
See... me and you counted it. I counted 4.
Well, name
But
it.
that's because you did not separate the elves and humans.
I didn't.
And I did, just because they're different races.
Sure.
So for me, it was the dwarves.
Yes.
The elves.
Yeah.
Humans.
Yeah.
Which you put them together, so that makes your 3. And then the orcs. And then I guess one of our other friends, Kyle, was
birds.
Yeah, the birds and the birds had like bears and all these other different animals and stuff like that. Yeah,
because they were the transform people, weren't they?
Were they?
Yeah, because I think they were giant birds carrying those guys from the second movie that can transform into a bear. The guy can transform into a bear. Remember, that giant guy who had his house they visited.
Oh,
that was them.
Oh,
and he transformed
dude, I
into a
completely
bear.
forgot about that guy.
He had transformed into a bear.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
that was an army.
So I guess that was your 5 armies.
So not for me though. For me, I counted.
But yeah,
this.
so you counted.
I counted dwarves.
4 maybe.
Dwarves.
Yeah.
Being one thing. Right.
Dwarves.
The orc dudes were one army.
Right.
Right. The humans and elves combined to form a single army.
Yeah.
And then the bird dudes. The
bird and the bear dudes.
Yeah, those guys. The nature people. They became the other army. But if you really want to break it down to even more than that, it should battle the 7 armies.
Yeah.
Because it would be it would be what's his name? What's the guy? The dwarf.
The
guy, the king.
The Oakenshield.
Oh, it'll be Thorin. It'll be Thorin.
Thorin and his crew.
Thorin and his crew.
Yeah.
Then that's one army.
Right.
His cousin's army, his second army. The orc.
Right.
Right. The orc's backup army.
That's true. He had a backup. He had an entire.
And then it would be the elves.
Right.
The humans.
And then the nature.
And the nature people. So it's Battle of the Seven Armies in reality.
Yeah.
That's because I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah. The title did not. It didn't work.
It should have been called Battle of the Armies.
Yeah,
Battle of the Five Armies.
Battle of the Armies.
And speaking of the battling of the armies, it's like you have these massive CG battles that have zero impact to me.
Yeah.
Like I cared absolutely zero about who won.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I actually wanted the orcs to win because they were fucking smart.
Yeah.
They had a plan that was like super good.
Yeah,
like,
the worm thing was awesome.
These are good orcs.
Yeah.
This is one dude.
Yeah, he was smart.
But freaking Sauron couldn't do this. Like,
yeah.
This one guy.
Sauron couldn't use giant worms for some reason.
But this orc guy with a fucking knife hand.
Yeah.
Was able to trick a wizard.
Mm-hmm.
A fucking like an elf king.
Mm-hmm.
What's up with that?
Yeah.
But Sauron couldn't do it.
He basically killed like all these. Yeah.
But then the fight scenes were, I thought, to me, I mean, obviously CGI wise, they were really well constructed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Peter Jackson does a really good job putting the cameras and the scenes and whatever.
Right.
But I just felt like, since, like you mentioned before, it was so PG. We saw the decapitation, but it was like, no blood at all, no big deal.
Yeah.
So the weight of battle really kind of like
didn't
impact me at all.
Yeah, there wasn't really any major impact. And I mean, the CGI was good, but I think it goes back to that old argument of like CGI taking away like the epicness of movies. Which is something that people always bring up with movies like Lord of the Rings, because that was the big thing about them is they're supposed to be like this epic adventures. But when you like think about it and you think about the fact that they made this in like a tiny room that's entirely a green screen, it kind of loses its epicness. And like, what is that one movie that people always talk about? It's either like Ben-Hur or like Lawrence of Arabia as like those old like epic movies with like huge scales, and you could feel the epicness because they actually did all that stuff with like real people, and those were like it wasn't something that you it's not computer fabricated because the technology wasn't there. So the fact that they were able to do this and like shoot these giant scenes with all these massive amounts of people kind of like bring in more of that like it makes you feel more of like
this is big.
The work and like the how
massive
big
it actually is.
Yeah, how big of a feeling they're trying to give you as like the audience members.
Totally agree.
And with CGI you kind of lose that.
And even with the CGI being there, which it's going to be there forever now.
Yeah, it's just a part of the way people make movies.
Because it's a budget cut.
Yeah.
But even with the original trilogy, Lord of the Rings, you at least had a couple dudes in costume, like orc costumes.
Yeah.
People in makeup and armor to lead the pack.
Yeah.
This orc army was a 100% CGI.
It was all mocap. Yeah.
You could have at least made the one dude be real.
Yeah.
Because the fight scene between Thorin and CGI orc, I hated it.
Yeah.
Because it looked bad.
It just looked fake.
And then you have the CG Thorin's cousin on his pig.
Was he CG?
Well, parts of it were CG.
Yeah.
Looked bad.
Yeah. And
then you had the scene that I actually specifically mentioned to our buddy who was sitting next to me in the movie theater when we were watching it, is the scene where Bard is riding up on his horse to talk to Thorin through the wall.
Oh, yeah.
To try to figure out a treaty or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And from a distance, it was CG horse.
Yeah.
Or at least it looked like a CG horse.
In CG Bard?
In CG Bard.
Yeah.
And got up close, and it was real Bard and real horse.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that was a bad
move.
The actual like syncing of that looked really bad.
Right.
All the fight scenes were CG. Didn't care for it at all. I mean, just oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah, it wasn't a fantastic movie.
The best CG in my opinion in that movie, besides Smaug, because he looked great.
Smaug looked awesome.
He moved because he was mocapped.
Yeah.
He looked great. But the one part that I really liked that was CG was the ghost fight.
The ghost fight.
The
ghost-busting fight with the king of the elves and these wizards.
With Elrond and Galadriel and
Sauron.
And Saruman.
Saruman.
That fight was cool. Granted, I don't get it. I don't understand
how they're able to fight these ghosts, but sure, I understand how Saruman can fight the ghost.
Yeah, he's a wizard.
Because he's a wizard, so it's like staff and magic hurts you. But like, the elf king stabbed him with a sword and killed him. I was like how is that how that works? You just stab them?
You slash at the ghost and he flies away, but he can come back. He's like, damn.
That was I remember seeing that part. It was I think actually Sauron did that. He was like, he knocked him and like he went over the cliff and he was like, oh yeah, wait, I'm back again.
Yeah, well, I don't get it. I mean, maybe for the book I would get it, but I don't. Yeah. I don't get it. That scene was really well executed. I thought it had a cool they had a really epic scene. So you knew they're gonna they're badass. Yeah. Like when Elrond walks in, he pulls his sword out. He's like, "Pop up my lady." He's like, "Yes, it's gonna be cool." Yeah. And actually seeing him fight, because we only see him fight.
He didn't really do anything in the third movie that much, or not in the third.
Nah, yeah.
I mean, in the original Lord of the Rings trilogy, he doesn't really do much until the third movie, and even in the third movie, he doesn't really do all that much.
So it's cool seeing him pick up a sword again. Agent Smith. He's cool. But then that scene makes you realize that just how weak is Gandalf, because he can't do anything. I think Gandalf's been captured in every movie. Except for 3, I feel like.
I agree.
He was captured in 1.
I mean, he was captured in 1 and he died in 2 and came back.
He was captured in parts 2. Well, he was still in the cage, right? Or whatever, on 2, right?
In the second... You mean the Hobbit movies?
No, in the original trilogy.
In the original trilogy, he was captured by the demon. And then he got... Yeah, and then he got killed at the top of the cliff and came back to life as the White Wizard.
But he was captured in Lord of the Rings trilogy. He was stuck on the top of the mountain, on top of the... When he was fighting Saruman, he was stuck there for a little before his big bird came and saved him.
In the original movie?
Yeah.
Oh, when he fought
the big falcon came and got him.
Oh. Well, he wasn't... I don't think he was captured. I think he was just fighting him and he fell off the roof of his tower.
Okay, well, he's weak. Whatever.
Yeah, but he was weak.
And then he gets captured in this movie on top of a tower. Mm-hmm. It's like, what can this dude do? Bad.
Not much.
So that that's made me mad. Yeah. That's made me bad because it's annoying writing. Which I guess is not really Peter Jackson's fault. It's more so Tolkien's fault. Yeah, hey, Tolkien, fault. You screwed up, man. Yeah. Rest in peace. You messed up.
Rest in peace, bro. You messed up.
Been dead for so long, but yeah, dude. Yeah, this movie just...
Yeah, it was.
I really wanted to enjoy it because I thought it would be a good piece ender, and I was really excited for it. Mm-hmm. But I was let down probably every category. I mean, the acting was fine. It wasn't like the acting was bad. Like, all the dwarves were fine. Yeah. Thorin was fine. Bard was cool. Bard was awesome. The town guy, the ugly guy, the unibrow.
Oh yeah.
He was fine. Yeah. Martin Freeman. Or is that his name, right?
Yeah, Martin Freeman, yeah.
He was fine. Yeah. Gandalf's always fine. Elrond was fine. Galadriel was fine. Yeah.
The acting wasn't bad. It was just...
Therin... What is Legolas's name? Dad's name?
Oh...
It's T-H something, isn't it?
I think Thadriel?
Thadriel? I think it's Thadriel. He was fine. Like Legolas was fine.
Legolas... That was the other complaint, that we talked about this. That Legolas looks way more mature in this movie than he should be.
Well, he gained weight.
But did he?
His face was bigger.
Oh wow!
Or it looked more masculine than 14 years ago.
Yeah, it didn't look like it looked like he should. Like this should take place after the.
They should have. Okay, well, they should have took out.
They should have recasted.
They should have made CG Legolas.
That's CG.
They only made CG everybody else.
They should mocap Orlando Bloom,
and then just make him younger.
Make him CG, yeah. Or Benjamin Button him.
Well, yeah, you could do that. I mean, he's an elf, but that was the other complaint we had.
That was bad. I got over it.
Which one?
The
Legolas mature thing? Yeah.
Well, I cared about okay. The movie overall, right?
Right.
Whatever. It was...
I know what you're going to talk about now.
What?
I think you're going to talk about the ending.
Oh, I'll talk about it later.
Okay, never mind.
The thing that for me, that this was like the worst part of the movie for me. Okay. And it was also the worst part of the second movie for me. Okay. Was a stupid fucking elf-dwarf love thing.
Oh.
That was forged and forced upon my eyes. When they're together for like 3 minutes in a goddamn cage. Yeah. Like a prison cell. And then they fall in love?
Yeah.
When you're supposed to marry Legolas? How do you pick Dwarf Dude over Legolas? It's stupid.
How do you pick anybody over Legolas?
And also, how's Legolas okay with it? He's like, no biggie. I'm okay with this love. No, kill her.
Yeah.
Kill both of them. And then that whole thing was so forced, I thought, and badly written.
Yeah.
That I would watch those scenes with them in it, or like them like being emotional towards each other. I'd be like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Get over this. This is stupid. So when he died, what's his name died? Whatever the elf, the dwarf.
I can't remember his name.
Keely. When Keely got stabbed by that orc, which by the way, that
was a giant.
That was a giant spike.
That was a big spike.
Well, it probably wasn't giant, but it was giant compared to a dwarf.
I mean, it was the spike on like the end of his like mace or whatever.
Yeah,
wasn't
it was huge.
It was a huge spike.
So I was like, yes, die.
This is what you deserve.
Pretty much. And I was like, and watching her cry, I was like, get over it.
Yeah.
Get over it, Evangeline Lilly. Get over it. I was hoping.
It just didn't make any sense for me to have an elf and a dwarf fall in love. Like,
well, so you have.
I mean, when they had that little of time together, it didn't make any sense for them to fall in love.
Sure, and like, well, to me, it's also because you have like, I'm looking back at the original trilogy.
Right.
The love story in those movies, was so well done.
Right.
You have Aragorn. You have. Arwen.
I mean, that took place over 3 movies.
Sure, but I mean, really over 2 mostly.
Yeah.
The first one you see it happen, but you don't really see anything happen because she's barely in it.
Yeah.
2 and 3 where it really comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see this love story happen, and it's like, this is a really good love story.
Yeah.
This is a good, well-written, well-constructed love story. And again, maybe that's just because Tolkien wrote it differently.
Yeah.
But, in The Hobbit's like, man, Kaylee and, what's her name? Whatever her name is, I don't care.
I don't know.
This is just bad. It was really bad paced. And like, if you want to pull out the whole like Romeo and Juliet, oh, it's really fast. They fell in love. It's real love. Mm-hmm. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit. No, it's just bad writing, bad pacing. You know, and that's they added that there. That was in the book apparently. They added that in.
They just added that in for the movie.
It's like, yo, don't do that.
That was a bad decision.
And again, maybe this is just the book how the book is. Cause I haven't read the book.
Right.
Not enough Bard.
Yeah.
Not enough Bard.
I would have liked more Bard.
I wanted less.
I like Luke Evans as an actor.
Less
and I
Bilbo,
thought he did really well.
More Bard.
Yeah.
Bilbo can eat a dick. I don't like Bilbo at all. He did nothing in this movie.
He didn't. Except betray all his friends.
Was give fucking
the elf
Thadriel
or whatever. Yeah.
The Arkenstone.
And then he did kill an orc.
Oh.
And goblins.
How many
he killed some goblins.
Bard killed?
A bunch.
He killed a dragon. Like, give him more screen time. That character was the coolest looking character.
Yeah.
In that entire movie.
Bard was awesome. He was the Hobbit's Aragorn.
Yeah, I mean, no. I'm not even going to pick that because Aragorn is so by himself.
Okay.
I felt zero. And also, and this is also a complaint of mine of the trilogy as a whole, which I'm not going to talk about, just this one piece of it before we move on.
Right.
Is that I didn't get any sort of sense of, like, unionship, or that's the wrong word, but, like, in the original trilogy, you felt like a kinsmanship between, like, Gimli, Legolas, and Aragorn. Mm-hmm. In this movie, I cared absolutely zero
about the dwarves,
about all the dwarves and Bilbo.
Yeah,
I gave 0 shits.
Yeah,
I mean that's just me being like a cynical person or whatever.
I mean, I didn't really. I mean, there wasn't. They were just together because they're all dwarves. Like it's not together. Like in. I see what you're saying because in the original trilogy, it's like they're together to stop the to destroy the ring. Like. There are all these different people coming together for the single purpose. In this one, it's like they're not different people. They're all like the same person. They're all dwarves, and they're coming together not to destroy.
For a personal reason.
Yeah, for a personal vendetta to get back their homeland, and then they were going to be greedy as hell and not let anybody in.
Get the gold.
But
it's definitely that. You're definitely right.
Yeah.
But it's also the fact that in the original trilogy, we travel with these 4 dudes. Mostly 3 of them. It's only 3 of them, really, because Merry and Pippin, or whoever they are,
they're to go to the trees.
They get taken away, and then Frodo and Sam are doing their buddy thing somewhere else.
Their thing.
So you have these 3 dudes just like traveling over mountains.
Yeah.
Like so many mountains they traversed. But you got to focus on all 3 of them and really connect with each of those characters, right? In The Hobbit, you have how many dwarves are there? 13.
There's like
12,
13.
7 dwarves.
There's like 12 or 13 of them.
7 dwarves.
There's a lot. There's baker's dozen.
You have all these dwarves that I don't know anything about. I can't even tell you their names. I can tell you Keely.
I barely told you Thorin.
I know Thorin Oakenshield because he's the main guy.
I know the one that you're like the second main one besides Orin, the really old one with the white beard.
I can't tell you his name.
It's like I could never tell you his name. I don't even remember them saying his name.
They definitely did, probably.
I don't know. I don't ever remember hearing.
I'm pretty sure they said all their names in the first movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well. Yeah. I hope so.
I think they like go off like when they're in the house.
Mm-hmm.
But I know Keely.
Yeah.
Because that's like a cool name, I guess. He dies, so I know.
Yeah.
His brother's name was like Feely.
Both those brothers die.
Maybe they're both something Ely.
Yeah, they're both. Yeah,
so
they
both
like sound
Keely,
similar.
Feely,
Thorin,
older bald guy with beard, younger bald guy who's bigger with beard. I don't
Gimli's
know.
dad. I don't even know his
Gimli's
name.
dad.
I just know Gimli's dad.
Steely. I don't know.
Yeah,
Stimley.
Something like that.
I care zero about these characters, and they can all died for all I care about.
I mean, in my mind, the only ones that I cared about did die, except for the old guy.
Yeah.
Because Keely died, his brother died, Thorin died. Like the only ones that I knew died, so I don't care about any of these other ones.
This is those times where you see a movie or you see a piece of fiction or whatever, and it's based on something a prior material, and even though you know what happens, you want it to be different.
Right.
Like when I watched Valkyrie of Tom Cruise,
where
he plays a Nazi trying to kill Hitler. I know it fails.
Yeah, but you still want him. But you still want him to kill Hitler.
Like, maybe it might work this time. Like maybe he might kill Hitler.
Yeah.
Of course he didn't. But I was like, maybe he did. Even though I know that Bilbo goes back to the Shire to back in and has his ring and then start the movie of the next trilogy. I'm like, maybe Bilbo will die.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll die. Like maybe Sauron will be like, I feel the ring already and kill him.
Yeah.
Or maybe he might send one of the wraiths out to kill him or something.
Yeah.
Because I honestly wanted Bilbo to die.
Like, I didn't understand how he was able to use the ring so much. Because, like, in the original trilogy, it's like every time he uses the ring, Sauron knows the ring's there. In this one,
I think he wasn't awake yet fully.
Oh,
I think maybe.
Okay. Because I was like, Bilbo's using this ring like it's going out of style. And Sauron is not doing anything. Like, he's just like, yeah, you use a ring, I don't care.
Also, how... Okay, this is maybe just my ignorance about Lord of the Rings stuff.
You're asking the wrong person.
But it's like... The one ring that ruled them all.
Right.
Right, it's been a long time since this ring has been seen.
Yeah.
Right? You telling me, Great Wizard, Gandalf, you can't tell what ring it is?
Yeah. You can't tell that it's the one ring to rule him.
Come on, man.
Your best friend, the one that... And you know he has the ring.
Yeah.
And you're like, magic ring. And you just leave it at that. Like, that doesn't ring any bells for you?
Yeah.
That he has a magic ring?
Exactly. It's like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I guess in the long run, this trilogy would definitely be looked upon as below par. I think a subpar series, especially when you're comparing it to the original 3. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, the original trilogy was so much better.
So much better. I'm not saying the actors in the movie were bad because I think Martin Freeman's a great actor. Yeah, I just hate Bilbo. I
just didn't like the story.
Also, I hate dwarves.
I don't like.
So
the only dwarf that I like is Gimli. So.
I hate all dwarves. I don't like.
You don't even like Gimli? I like Gimli.
Don't even like Gimli.
Gimli makes me laugh, so I can enjoy Gimli.
I like elves.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of elves in the movie, but not enough. Yeah. And even though I really like Evangeline Lilly's elf character, I completely forgot her name again.
I don't know her name.
I completely forgot her name. But the fact of the matter is, the original trilogy has Arwen in it.
Right.
Who's Liv Tyler. Mm-hmm. And she's a much better elf character, I think.
Yeah.
But there's more... She does... what's her name in... Hobbit does a lot more action killing than Arwen does.
Evangeline Lilly, whatever her name is.
Yeah, whatever. Kyle, our friend Kyle entered the room.
We're
talking about the Hobbit right now, about how we feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the elf girl's name? Because it's Legolas and then
I better find this.
elf girl. She's
Legolas.
into Keely.
Oh, okay.
What is her name? I can't remember her name.
Tauriel.
Yes, yeah, Tauriel.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about general feelings about it and how we thought it was pretty much a letdown.
It was.
Yeah.
I felt like it didn't.
I found out the Elf King's name too.
The hype of it didn't produce as what everyone.
Thranduil.
Thranduil, maybe.
Thandril. Oh, it's Thran
Lee
something.
Pace. That's Lee Pace.
Yeah, Lee Pace.
We're talking about how earlier how we thought that I personally feel like The Return of the King it's a big action movie. Return of the King is right. It was super intense, super action packed, and I feel like they tried to do the same thing with this one, but failed on every level.
Yeah,
it's just boring CG action that gave me zero impact. It's like, oh, these people are dying. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, the other one had like a fate of the world like in the making. Like this Sauron could win. We could all be dead. This one's like, who's gonna get the mountain?
Yeah,
exactly.
Who wants the mountain? Do you want the
mountain? Who wants the mountain more? You want the mountain more?
Exactly.
No, I want the mountain
more.
more.
It's a game, King of the Mountain.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, and like I was, besides the fact that the movie to me was just super boring.
Yeah.
Is that like I mentioned earlier? Is that I wanted more dragon.
Yeah.
Scene
I wanted more dragon. I wanted more smog.
I didn't want a 15-minute fight.
Yeah. I wanted more smog.
Honestly, out of the whole movie, I mean, the only really interesting scene that I liked was the
ghost fight.
Yeah,
the ghost fight.
The ghost fight was the best fight.
The most interesting fight out of it.
Yeah,
it was the most entertaining one.
You saw the people there that started this whole thing actually
for sure
engage in battle.
Which makes you think though, like I mentioned to us after we watched it, because Kyle, you were there when we watched it. It was like, why couldn't they just actually have them there?
Yeah.
Like, how come they're there in the original trilogy on the horses, but like they're ghosts?
They're ghosts in this one.
I don't know. Maybe just they weren't
completely
reformed.
Maybe it's because Sauron hadn't awakened yet. Maybe Sauron's the one that brought him back.
That could have been why.
Maybe.
So.
But I was telling Zach a few minutes ago was that how I don't know how the logic or reasoning behind the elf guy Elrond, how he was able to kill a ghost.
With a sword.
We get the wizard. We get Saruman. He's a wizard.
He must have some type of mystical.
He's an elf lord.
Essence. I mean, because you saw in the third movie, he remade the sword, the king's sword, the almighty sword, and you saw in the scene after that he went to go fight the ghost or whatever. In the next scene, what's his name again?
The ghost.
I can't think
which one.
I can't think of the.
You talking about the ones in the mountains, or
no? The ranger. What's the ranger's name?
Aragorn.
Yeah. He went to go. He went to go get the ghost to fight with them. Or
Yeah.
And you saw when he did that, the sword actually made contact.
Yeah.
So maybe the elf guy actually has some mystical.
Well, I'm sure, probably.
There was
to do stuff like that.
There was something like that because I think a lot of elf weapons have different properties than normal swords. Because remember, in the first movie, they had that sword that was the goblin cleaver, and it was for some reason, it was more effective against goblins. Yeah, so maybe he has a sword that's effective against
I completely forgot that the elf swords have ghost abilities. I completely forgot that they were ghost killers. I didn't know that. I can't believe Tolkien passed that.
I can't believe you passed that over.
And I don't know, dude. I feel like the movie was half-assed and rushed.
Yeah.
For the sake of just getting it out there and making money. Because it's going to make money. It made tons of money. I mean,
it made a bunch of money.
It made $57 million last weekend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's making money.
Yeah.
But I think everyone across the board that I've seen has been like, this movie is just bad. It's not bad in the percent, it's crappy.
Yeah.
But it's just not what you wanted. It's very a letdown.
Yeah. Yeah. Major letdown.
I mean, I don't know, dude.
It could have been better than what...
The second movie had a lot more...
it was
interesting
fun.
Features. It kept my attention more.
And it had smog. A lot of him. Had a lot of it.
After the ghost fight, it was just
kind of done.
It lost my attention.
I mean, you have the beginning scene, which I don't care. The beginning scene with smog was a very cool action sequence. It was really interesting, really fun, very fast paced.
So.
You see how dangerous he is and how much he's destroying everybody. And then Lucky shot arrow. Okay, hold on.
One arrow.
This is my so this is legit what I was thinking. Tell me if you're thinking something else. But the scene when Bard is shooting Aragorn, shooting Smog with the arrows, and they're all missing. His son gives him the steel thing, and he puts ties the wrap things, whatever the giant rubber bands, and he uses his son's shoulder as the bow, and his son's shaking and crying. Is it just me? I thought the arrow's gonna cut his neck.
I thought
is it go past his neck, slice his neck, and kill his son, but kill the dragon.
if you really thought about it, it probably would have. Yeah. Thinking of it scientifically, that probably would have marked his son real easily.
So I was thinking it would have kill the son.
It would have at least wrecked his shoulder.
Yeah, definitely. But then it would have killed the son. His son would have fell over, died, and be you sacrifice yourself so we can kill the dragon.
Sacrifice yourself to save.
You're a hero.
Get a hero's burial.
His son was held high in the in the town.
But then arrow goes through what's it called, Smog's little
heart,
hole.
I guess.
Why didn't it kill him prior to that?
Yeah.
Why would just like the first shot nicked him, so like the actual
the hole was weak or whatever,
yeah,
so it went through.
So that's why there was a hole.
It's like, come on, man. Like 15-minute fight. Give me like at least a 45-minute fight, dude. That would have been a rad fight.
At least a half an hour. I would have been at least a half an hour fight.
I guess they had to get so much other stuff in that movie for it to like follow up with the other 3 movies for everything.
Well, they wanted to rush between. They wanted to go right into the Battle of the Five Armies.
Yeah, like but the other thing too, like it was for a Lord of the Rings movie. It was relatively short.
Yeah.
Barely made 2 hours, a little over 2 hours.
Was it even?
It was.
Like
It just hit like 2 hour long movie. Like it was.
It wasn't that short.
It felt like they could have put way more stuff in there.
Definitely.
And I
feel like they rushed it a lot because they literally made for this trilogy for some reason they've been doing the thing they did I'm just gonna call it the Hunger Games model because I don't know what other movie does it where they're putting like a sequel out every year. Like they made the first one like 2 years ago and then they made the second one last year.
Well, you forget though that Two Towers and Return of the King came out in the same year.
They came out in the same year?
Came out in the same year.
Oh,
like they filmed at the same time, like they did this one. But they released them in like different seasons. But they're just better. Yeah. They're just better. Yeah. And Kyle, give me your opinion about this. This is something exactly what we were talking about a little while ago. Is that how the CG in it was so much that like I thought it was very bland CG. Mm-hmm. In the original trilogy, you at least had a ton of CG, but you at least had scenes full of people in makeup and armor, like orcs, and that made it feel like real.
Well, I mean, even in the instance where Thorin's cousin, what they didn't even important character clearly it must have been for him to be like a
barely scratch the surface of him.
And they made him CG. Didn't even give like someone a role for it. They made him CG, which is kind of like. I don't understand the point to that at all. Mm-hmm. I mean, it could have that would have made it more interesting to me. Just seemed like more detailed.
For sure,
would have kept my attention a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, and with that making him not even real, I don't care about him at all. Yeah, like I care about zero of these characters at all. So what happens to them doesn't matter to me.
That falls off,
Oh, excuse me. I don't know, dude. I feel like a lot of this movie, they had a lot of good things that could have happened, and they could have done a lot of good stuff with it. But every single thing that they could have done. They did below what I expected and below par.
Without a doubt.
And that's bad. Agree. That's a bad thing. And Peter Jackson wants to make another 3 movies or make another movie in this universe, which, if this is what he's been doing, then why...
Is he gonna continue on with the previous
He said he'll come back. He's interested. He might come back for the next movie, which is The Silmarillion, which I'm down for, but he better go back to being Lord of the Rings director, not Hobbit director. Yeah. Hobbit 1, in my opinion, was bad. Yeah. Hobbit 2 was a lot of fun. Minus the elf love thing. Hate that. Hobbit 3 was bland as fuck. Hobbit... Okay, I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this. Hobbit 3, Battle of the Five Armies, or my new title for it is Battle of the Armies. I can't count.
Yeah,
I can't count which armies were.
Yeah, exactly.
I counted 7 armies if I wanted to count them. Yeah. So Hobbit Battle of the Armies, this tell me if I'm wrong or off base here, was fucking Transformers. It was like
which Transformers?
I watched Transformers 3. It's this CG action movie on a grand scale. Lots of stuff's happening, but it's really bland. Yeah. Hobbit Battle of the Five Armies was the same thing to me.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, 100%.
Zach, what do you think? It's like you watched Age of Extinction, so you can tell me.
I did.
When I really think about it, especially after watching the new Transformers, I have to agree with you. Yeah. There are set pieces in there and moments that are good, like in Transformers, the Dinobots. That's a great scene when Optimus Prime is fighting them to get them under control.
That's the ghost fight.
It's the ghost fight. That's exactly. I just made that comparison. It's the ghost fight. Like there are set pieces that make the movie a little enjoyable, but overall, it's.
Difference is that The Hobbit has better actors overall.
Yeah.
No Mark Wahlberg.
For sure. I like Mark Wahlberg, but
generally.
But for sure, Hobbit had way better actors.
For sure.
But the action sequences were all over the top CGI with characters that.
And honestly, they weren't even over top. They were kind of like, we're gonna run at each other and like we're gonna fight and that's it.
For the over top, I was thinking more Transformers, but yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, that's a fair comparison.
Yeah, I'm glad I thought about it. I'm fucking smart. No, so Zach, we're pushing our time here. Zach, final thoughts on the Hobbit Battle of the Five Armies?
Final thoughts, Battle of the Five Armies. I mean, for this season, if you're looking for something to kind of waste your time, a good little action movie, I mean, it's all right.
I've never thought ever I would say, hey, waste your time with a good little action movie referring to Lord of the Rings. That's bad.
But that's what it is.
That's
mean, it's a kind of good action movie that can waste your time. So
I mean, I haven't read any of the books, but you probably get way more excitement out of the books, to be honest.
Probably.
Because the books seem way more detailed for one.
Yeah. That's another problem I had is, like, The Hobbit is not a long story. Like, The Hobbit is a tiny book that is, like, maybe 200 pages.
Sure.
And they made it into 3 movies that
three movies
that span like over 6 hours.
Yeah.
And it's like, you have 200 pages of material? How do you make 6 hours worth of film content out of 200 pages?
You add a fake romance.
Yeah, that's how you do.
Dwarves
and elves, man.
So gross.
And eats up that extra 3 hours.
Yeah, dude, I'm glad he died.
Yeah.
Kyle?
Definitely don't waste your time really watching it.
Okay.
Wasting your money. Don't waste
your money. You can waste your time, just don't waste your money.
Wait till you can
don't even watch
it. At least you could torrent it when it comes out. Not really.
Going the illegal route here.
Go on the illegal route. Don't even give him a
Peter
cent.
Jackson really doesn't deserve any money at this point. I mean, he got 3 other movies behind him before.
He's rich as hell.
He's
won Academy Awards for it.
Yeah.
So, on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the best, 1 being the worst, I definitely would give it a 2.
Oh man,
Ooh, a 2.
It's definitely a really.
I'd give it a 3.
Because I mean, 3 is no, not 2. Sorry.
I mean,
yeah.
If I were to give out of the 3 movies another rating, the 3 would go to the number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
For sure.
The second movie would get a 3 out of it, and 1 would just be like, I don't really.
The first Hobbit was
just kind of
the first Hobbit was
no attention
anyway.
to it. So. But yeah, like I said, a little bit below average movie. Wasn't really that too exciting or attention grabbing. So
yeah,
that's really it.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like they had nothing deep about it, whereas like the first 3 movies, like the first 3 Lord of the Rings, had a very deep meaning to it and like a metaphor for it.
Mm-hmm.
That was 0 in this. Very boring, bland action scenes. Too much CG, for my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Love romance I didn't care about at all. I wanted it to be gone.
Yeah.
Bad CG bad guy who was CG throughout the entire movie.
He would have been so much better if he was live action.
Yeah, there's no one in that costume, and that was really annoying.
Yeah.
And I couldn't count the armies, so
couldn't count the armies.
If I did have to rate it, I mean, I would give it pretty low. I mean,
yeah. The other thing I did find real quick that was really interesting about the movie was the last scene of it where they reverted back to they come back to it.
Yeah.
They come back to the beginning of the first.
You like that, or you didn't like it?
I did. I enjoyed that. That was actually the one thing that really grabbed my attention. Was like, hey, they brought, they're going back in time or whatever, and they're bringing what's up to date and how the rest of the story concludes after that. So that was the one scene that was actually like pretty enjoyable and kind of cool, and I like that. So.
Sure, that's fair.
I'm opposite 100%.
Why? You don't like it?
I absolutely hated that. Because to me, this is how I felt about that scene. Between Thranduil, Legolas' dad, and Legolas, where he's like, hey, go to the north.
That scene was kind of stupid.
Find a young ranger. His name in the wild is Strider. What's his real name, Dad? You'll find out for yourself. Shut the fuck up. That was so forced and stupid.
I admit that scene was stupid.
And then having it end with Bilbo on his birthday, we know what happens next.
Yeah. I
would much rather have seen Bilbo picking up Frodo.
Yeah.
That's a better scene than me. Like having young Frodo be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
a way better scene than me, I think, would have been to have there. I get why they went in a full circle. I completely get it. I understand, but I think in most cases that'd be great. In this case, I'm not happy with it.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
You agree?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Fair enough.
Go to the north and find a guy named Strider. Zach, since Kyle gave it a rating, we might as well both give it a rating.
Okay. Well, I mean...
So I do a 20-point scale, though, so sorry.
You do 20 point?
Holy shit.
Well, it's 0.5.
It's to 10.
Okay.
Yeah, but 0.5s. Yeah. I would give Hobbit Battle of the Armies, I would give it a 4.5.
4.5.
4.5.
4.5?
4.5 for sure.
4.5?
Below average.
I'd probably see. I'm probably a little more generous than you guys. I'd probably give it about a 5.5.
You're not a snob like me though.
Yeah.
I'm pretty snobby.
That's
the movies.
That's true.
Exactly.
That's true.
I have high standards.
It was average for me at best. So 5.5. That's what I'll give him.
Okay.
A little slightly above average.
I think it's pretty clear. I think we all agree though it would have to be like if we're ordering them in order from best to worst, it would be 2, 3, 1.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Okay, hands down, to make the movie a lot better, they need to put the dude from Shadow of Mordor in there. Just fucking murder him.
Yeah. Ghost arrows should be flying all over the place.
Well, that's how it should be.
Okay. Here's what should have happened. Right?
Send in the guy.
Galadriel's there, right? When they're fighting Sauron at that tower, and the ghosts come, and you see a guy fall in from the ceiling. And goes, my ghost is better. And it's a ghost fight between the ghosts, and then the guy from Shadow of Mordor comes in and destroys. And they send in the guy.
That would have been awesome. Yeah. Send in the guy.
Send in the guy. So definitely.
Yeah.
That was Hobbit talk.
Yep.
That was our talk on the Battle of Armies.
Our new podcast coming out next summer, Hobbit talk.
Hobbit talk.
Thank you guys for listening to this week's episode of Ticket Stubs Podcast. Zach, where can they find us at?
They can find us on Facebook at ZachandJay'sTicketStubs.com or Facebook.com/ZachandJay'sTicketStubs. You can find us on YouTube, YouTube.com/ZachandJay'sTicketStubs. Make sure to subscribe so you can make sure that.
Well, it's actually YouTube.com/Ticket Podcast.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, and then you can check us out on our website at theextendededition.com, which is actually very fitting because I got that from Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
So, theextendededition.com, you want cool movie news, TV news, stuff like that, check it out there.
You can also find us on Twitter at ticket_stubs.
There you go.
Yep.
Kyle, where can they find you at?
Facebook, because I holla at that real quick.
Yeah.
You can holla at me on
what's
Xbox Live.
What's your Insta, man?
Aki_breaky. Aki with the AKEY_breaky.
Kyle, what do you post? What would you say if you had to determine what you post on Instagram? What would you say it is?
I post a lot of nudes, to be honest. Like a lot of SQ dick pics, so that we know we can really see.
Yeah.
I don't want to get caught on Instagram.
You don't want to get
banned. You don't want
to get banned.
So but yeah, or you can holler at me on Xbox Live. That's always critical, always with a Z. Critical with a K. The second C is a K, so you know.
It's so complicated. It's so complicated. But guys, thank you guys for listening to this week's episode. Next week, Zach and I think we're going to do I did mine already on our website at theextendededition.com.
Yes.
I already did my movie of the year.
We can
Next week I want to hear yours.
Okay.
And we're also doing our top 5 of what?
I think we're going to do top 5 movies that you need to see.
Yes.
Our personal list.
But you're saying top 5, but you're giving me 4 fingers.
Is that what I was doing?
You're doing our top 5 movies.
Our top 5 movies that our audience needs to see.
So I want to expect that next week we'll do an episode where we have less news.
Yeah.
And we're going to go from the important news right into doing our top 5 followed by our movie of the year, I think.
Okay.
Because the new year's coming up. So
yeah.
Thank you guys for listening. We'll check you guys back next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Deuces.